Hi everyone! Hello! And welcome to Stories with Michelle, where books are magic. On today's episode, we are reading 3 books about friendship and our favorite things. The first book is called Lucy Ann's Chair, and this book is written by Carie Fanning, and it's illustrated by Kari Mason. We're also reading Tweet and Petals. This book is written by Margaret, and it's illustrated by Mahnoor. And we're also going to read Boxey and Basey. This book is written by Danielle, and it's illustrated by Willhite. I can't wait to read these books with you today. Ready, set, read! The first book we're going to be reading is called Lucy Ann's Chair, and this book is written by Carie Fanning, and it's illustrated by Kari Mason. The sun peeked through Lucy Ann's window, telling her it was morning. Lucy Ann looked over to see Chair still holding her cup of water. She smiled. "Good morning, Chair," she said. Lucy Ann loved Little Red Chair very much. Chair played with Lucy Ann. Chair helped her be big. Chair was her friend. Oh yes, Lucy Ann loved her Little Red Chair, but sometimes her family did not. Lucy Ann took her cup from Chair and placed it on her nightstand. "The sun is up," she said. "We'd better get moving." She grabbed Chair and headed towards the bathroom. "Help, please," she said as she stepped onto Chair and flipped on the light. She moved Chair over to the sink and brushed her teeth. Lucy Ann finished brushing her hair and was making faces in the mirror when her big sister walked in and tripped over Chair with her big foot. "Grr, I am so tired of tripping over your chair," she growled. "You better get it out of here now." Lucy Ann stuck out her tongue and made her ugliest face at her sister. "Come on, Chair," she said. "It's time for breakfast." After breakfast, Lucy Ann pushed Chair to her desk. She sat down and drew a beautiful picture of a princess riding a dragon. She put the picture and some tape on Chair and slid Chair towards her big sister's room. On the way to sister's room, she bumped baby brother with Chair and made him cry. "Lucy Ann, please be careful with that chair," snapped Mother. "Oops," she said. "Sorry, Mummy." She went on her way with Chair to her sister's room. "Slide on over here, Chair," she said. "I could use a little boost." She stepped on Chair and balanced on her highest tippy toes. She taped her masterpiece to her sister's door. Lucy Ann was sorry about the mean face she made earlier and hoped the picture would make her sister less grumpy. Lucy Ann moved Chair from the door to her room. She pressed Chair next to her bunk bed and climbed up. She grabbed her best stuffed animals, including Ellie the elephant, and tossed them to the ground. She piled her stuffed animals on Chair and set out for the living room. First, they made a quick stop at Baby's room. She lifted Ellie from the top of the pile and dropped her into Baby's crib. Lucy Ann smiled when she heard her little brother giggling. When they made it to the living room, Lucy Ann told Chair that her animals that they were on an African safari. Then she built the best safari jungle train ever. "All aboard," she called. "Chugga, chugga, 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 woo, woo." Lucy Ann and Chair finished their game. They were about to clean up the train when her dad walked into the room. He was carrying a large box full of apples. He caught his toe on the chair and tripped. The box of apples dumped all over the floor. "Lucy-Ann," he grouched, "how many times do I have to tell you to keep that chair out of the way? You and your chair need a break." He sat Lucy-Ann on the couch and put the chair across the room and set the timer for a 5-minute break. Lucy-Ann tried hard to think about how she had been naughty, but she was too sad at Daddy and Chair, so instead only a tear rolled down her cheek. That evening, Lucy-Ann pulled Chair into the living room where Daddy was reading a book. She propped his feet up on Chair and climbed onto his lap. "Me and Chair are really sorry," she said. Daddy hugged her, cuddled her, and told her he loved her. And now, he said, "It's time for you to go to bed." Lucy-Ann picked up Chair and walked to her room and set Chair next to her bed. Her mother came in and tucked her in and kissed her goodnight. "I love you, Mommy," said Lucy-Ann. "And I love you," said Mother. A moment later, she looked at Chair and saw that something was missing. "Daddy," she called. "Chair needs a cup of water, please." And that's the end. The next book we're going to read is called Tweet and Petals, and this book is written by Margaret, and it's illustrated by Mahnoor. Sitting under a bed of roses, a beautiful little hummingbird was crying. "Why are you crying?" a little pink and white rose leaned over and asked. The little hummingbird looked up, and smiling down at him was a beautiful little rose. "Hi, my name is Petals. What's yours? Why are you crying? Huh? Huh? Huh?" He wiped his eyes and said, "My name is Tweet, and I am crying because I'm sad." "Hi, Tweet. Why are you so sad? Huh? 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 Do you want to be my friend?" Petals was very excited to meet a new friend. "You see, I'm a hummingbird, and we can move our wings so fast when we fly that it makes a humming sound," said Tweet. "Well, that is nothing to cry about," said Petals. "I'm sad because my friends make fun of me." He began to cry again. "You see, my wings move so fast that they make music, and that makes me different from other hummingbirds. So let me understand, your friends make fun of you because you make music when you fly?" asked Petals. "Can I see? Can you fly for me? I want to see, please. Huh? 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 Okay, but don't laugh," pleaded Tweet. Tweet slowly got up and started flapping his wings. They moved faster than anything Petals had ever seen. As he flew up closer to her, the most beautiful sound she had ever heard came from her new friend. Petals was so overwhelmed by the beautiful music that she started to cry. All of a sudden, Tweet stopped flying and landed on a leaf near Petals. "Why did you stop?" asked Petals. "Because I didn't mean to make you cry," said Tweet. "I cried because that was the most beautiful music I have ever heard," said Petals. "And we have a lot in common. We are both different." "Different? What makes you different? You are a rose," said Tweet. "Look around," said Petals. "What do you see?" As Tweet took a good look around the rose bed, he was amazed by what he saw. In the middle of hundreds of beautiful bright pink roses was Petals, the only pink and white rose. She was different, just like him, he thought, but she was beautiful. "You see, you don't have to be like everyone else. We are all special in our own way. I am pink and white instead of all pink, and you make music instead of humming," said Petals. But what about my friends? They will still make fun of me, said Tweet. Sometimes friends don't understand that we are all different. It could be something we do or believe in. Our skin color, our hair, our eyes, our size, where we worship, where we learn, or even where we live. That is what makes us unique. That is what makes us us. And we should never make fun of others, said Petals. Tweet learned a valuable lesson that day. He learned that he was special and should never be ashamed of who he is. Petals made a very special friend who now flies to see her every day. And that's the end. The next book we're going to be reading is called Boxey and Basey. And this book is written by Julie Danielle, and it's illustrated by Stephen Willhite. Boxey and Basey. Hi, I'm Boxey. I'm friendly and kind and sensitive. Yes, sensitive. This means I sometimes react strongly to loud noises or bright lights and often complain that my clothes are itchy. Mom says everyone reacts differently to their senses, and that's okay. I have problems with sticky textures, icky tastes, and yucky smells. Ew. This is my friend, Basey. He helps me deal with my overwhelming feelings. We were at the school library one day and the fire alarm went off. It was so loud and I was so scared. Basey held my hand and we went downstairs where the teacher was waiting. Then we went outside to the playground where we were safe with the other students and teachers. Phew! I felt safe thanks to Basey. He always says, "You can handle this. You're doing fine. You've got this." On another day, my mom took Basey and me to the car wash. She forgot to tell me the sounds would be blasting when the water hit the car. Yikes! The sponges swayed back and forth. Some turned round and round, and it was dark in there like a tunnel. Basey made it fun by telling me the sponges looked like noodles. When the soap covered the car and no one could see us, Basey said we were in a secret fort. It was fun hiding from everyone under the bubbles. I felt safe thanks to Basey. I told myself, I can handle it. I'm doing fine. I've got this. Last week, Basey rode his bike to my house and asked me to go with him for a bike ride. I told him I was still learning to ride a bike without training wheels. I didn't tell him the bike freaks me out when it wobbles back and forth. Basey asked if I would like to ride along on my scooter instead. That sounded great. I told him I love riding my scooter because I have more control. I felt safe riding next to Basey. I told myself, I can handle it. I'm doing fine. I've got this. On my sister's birthday, we went to her favorite restaurant. All I could hear were loud sounds coming from the kitchen. The dishes were clashing and clanging, and the people sounded like they were roaring. I just wanted to go home. But Basey reminded me that we were just there for a little while to celebrate my sister's birthday. He said we were making my sister happy. I felt safe sitting with Basey. Just then, a balloon man appeared. He began to make balloon animals. I get scared when balloons make a loud pop. I told Basey I didn't like loud popping noises. He reminded me that balloon animals are for fun. I asked the man for a pirate sword, and Basey did too. We had a sword fight until I heard a loud pop. I took a deep breath and said to myself, I can handle it. I'm doing fine. I've got this. Then the waiter brought ice cream. Oh, ice cream makes my mouth so cold, it hurts my teeth. Brrr. Basey told me to be polite and eat it anyway. The ice cream began to melt, and I got it all over my fingers and face. Now I'm sticky. I don't like being sticky. Basey gave me a wet napkin to clean myself with. I said to Basey, I can handle it. I'm doing fine. I've got this. And we enjoyed my sister's party. Basey is my best friend. And that's the end. Remember to like if you love story time, subscribe so you never miss a story, and share with your favorite reading buddy. Thanks for watching. See you next time.